What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. All right, so this is this is crazy. All right, so shout out to Casino. I believe the first one I saw talking about this. Shout out to Casino. Shout out to 78 Sports TV. Shout out to Ticket TV and around the association of channels I've seen, at least the channels I've seen that I watch talk about this. So I just wanted to wait a little while until I talked about this. I wanted to get as much input and research on this topic as possible before I talked about it. So there's a woman named Nikita Pearson. Okay. Now, apparently, she either is or was the acting director for the Office of Minority and Women Inclusion in the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation, or the FDIC. Now, I say was possibly because there was a video on YouTube of her on the FDIC YouTube channel that was uploaded back in 2021, but it was deleted. It's not up there anymore. Only reason why I know it was once up there because her image of the video still shows up in YouTube searches, but the video has been taken down sometime between 2021 and now. So I don't know whether she still has a status with that agency or not. But anyway, she makes outrageous allegations when it comes to Molly Qerim. Of course, Molly Qerim is the moderator of ESPN's First Take. And basically, she claims that Molly Qerim not only had interest in Stephen A. Smith, who she claims, Nikita, to still be in a relationship with. She claims that Molly Qerim tried to make advances towards Stephen A. Stephen A. declined her advances, and then she says that Molly Qerim then went to management, or at least she insinuates this, and tried to accuse Stephen A. of SA, which stands for sexual, you know what, right? Anyway, here she is right here.
Hey y'all, you ready for a little story time? You know that kid in school who's always like really quiet, and there's a bully that keeps on picking on him until everybody finally finds out that kid got them hands? I'm that kid that got them hands. So let's have a little story time about Molly on First Take. See, Molly came at me last night for the I don't know how many times from a fake account. And she was making fun of me. But she didn't know that I know who she is. And so I told her, like Stephen told her, to stop calling him SA. But she wouldn't listen. And I told her not to do it again or I was going to air her out. And so she decided to get on First Take today to do it. So let me tell you a little bit about Molly and why she calls Stephen SA. Molly actually falsely accused Stephen of sexual harassment. This was after he rejected her advances because I guess she thought that he didn't really love me. Anyway, so let's go back about Molly. See, Molly was the one who actually planted the story about her and Stephen having an affair. When Stephen wanted to address it, his bosses told him not to. Molly blamed that on Jalen, her ex-husband. But it was really Molly. Molly was jealous because, see, Jalen told Molly not to move to Connecticut, but she didn't listen. And then she got mad at the results. So then she decided to go after Stephen A. after she saw him coming up even more. Well, baby, she didn't know that Stephen A is all about Nikita. So anyway, she plants this story and she thought it was going to faze me, but it didn't, because the one thing I know about my man, he likes all the assets and she ain't got none. Anyway, so she let it play out. And so when it didn't come, I told Stephen at that moment, I said, you should nip this in the bud, because she is going to claim you harassed her. And he said, no, my bosses told me not to. And there's another story about those bosses that actually are trying to sabotage Stephen A at ESPN, but I'll talk about that later. So today, Molly was the one who did it. She planted the story. She falsely accused Stephen. And apparently she didn't think I was about this life. But baby, I'm about this life. See, Stephen should have told you, not only am I a banking expert, I'm an IT expert. And on top of that, I was the EEO director at the FDIC. Now, you better come again before you come correct, before you come at me. Because I'd rather be growing my baby. But baby, I'll stop and take care of you.
So that I hadn't really listened to the whole thing before, so that confirms. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That would explain why the FDIC removed her video profile. So she's no longer with that company, that agency. Um, I'm gonna just tell you what I think. Okay, I believe, based upon the evidence that I've seen, that this woman's probably suffering from some type of mental health issues. The signs are unmistakable. Okay, now this is just me. This is just my opinion. I can't prove this. Maybe she's telling the truth. Maybe everything she's saying is absolutely 100% correct. Now, there's definitely pictures of her and Stephen A. Smith. That cannot be disputed. There are pictures of her all over social media, if you do a good enough search for it, of her, Stephen A. Smith, in the car, in intimate setting. Not intimate like, porn or like that, but just in a situation where you could say that they were in a relationship and they definitely knew each other. These pictures go all the way back to 2016. So that's true. But that doesn't mean that they're still in a relationship. It also is interesting to me, the timing of this. The timing of this comes, I believe Stephen Smith just had an interview where he talked about having a new lady love and getting into a point in his life where he might be ready to settle down one woman. Because before, he didn't really have one woman. So I don't know. I tend to think that this is a woman that might be somewhat delusional. And, you know what I'm saying? Like, I be seeing her handles, I think on Instagram it says Mrs. Stephen A. Smith. She refers to herself as Mrs. Stephen A. Smith, although Stephen A. Smith has never been married. She also, when I'm looking at her communicating on social media, she leaves those long, sometimes rambling messages. She overinflates her own importance, thanking President Trump for addressing the rumors between her and Stephen A. Smith. See, that right there has all of that. That tells me everything I need to know about her right there. Okay, I don't know whether it's possibly. I hate to speculate, but I don't know whether it's undiagnosed or untreated schizophrenia. I don't know, but there's something off here. And I tend to think it's her. Now, look, that don't mean that she's not, or when mentally healthy, she's not an accomplished person. I think she's a nice person, probably when she's on her medication, and I just think that she possibly may have had some type of mental breakdown. That's just an opinion of mine. Okay, I don't know this woman. I could be 100% wrong, but that's what I get from looking at this situation. And 78 made a good point, man. I just can't see if Molly did come at Stephen A. Smith and he rejected her, and Molly going to management and accusing Stephen of that essay. I can't see him all of a sudden just being real buddy buddy with her, cozy, friendly. Me, if some woman accused me of that, and I know I didn't do anything, I don't think we're ever gonna be cool. That just ain't gonna. I'm sorry, we're not. We're not gonna be cool. I don't give a damn if it's for the show ratings. Um, I'm not working with her. Nope. You got to get somebody else in this show or something. I don't know. Like I said, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong, and maybe everything she's saying is right. I just tend to think, you know, that some of the stuff just doesn't sound. I don't know. This doesn't make any sense to me. And I'm gonna tell you something. In a way, I kind of want it to be true because I think Stephen A. Smith deserves it. We know how many brothers he threw under the bus, putting their personal business out there. You know what I'm saying? So a part of me kind of wants this to be true, but I gotta keep it a buck. I just don't tend to. I don't think this is real. I don't think that what she's saying, this lady is saying, is true. I mean, the part where she's thanking President Trump for addressing the rumors between her and Stephen A. Smith, that tells you right there all you need to know. If you look at some of her, look at her accounts and stuff, like she just overinflation of her own importance. Everybody's out to get her. You know, yeah, you know, that just screams paranoia, schizophrenia, allegedly. Okay, but anyway, that's just my take on this. And like I said, you can have people disagree with me, but it is what it is. I'm not going. I don't like Stephen Smith. I'm not going to just wish something to be true. And plus, even with the essay thing, yeah, that does that is a slang term for sexual, you know what, but it's also an initials or an acronym for Stephen A. So she could be lying about that. She could be lying, and Molly just calls him SA because that's short for Stephen A. You know, and it may have no intention on that meaning essay in that term that she's making it make it out to be. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. Plus, when I look at some of the now, no, I'm gonna say this too. When she claims that one of those accounts or one of those individuals from a troll account or whatever you want to call it, she claims that it's Molly Qerim. I don't know whether that's true or not, but I've seen multiple times where whoever it is that's talking to her under these uh, backup accounts, right? They often say that there's something wrong with this woman on the left. Like, you know, she had to be dragged from the set of First Take. Because let's be honest, I mean, she did apparently seem to have a relationship with Stephen A. Smith. I mean, the photos, I mean, you know, we have remarkable technology today, but those photos all seem to be real to me. So it does appear they had a relationship. But when you look at some of the accusations, the back and forths, you know, it does seem like she's rather obsessive, this woman. You know what I'm saying? I don't know whether that's got worse over the years and she just in her mind won't let go of Stephen A. And in her mind they're still together. And I know that she claims she's pregnant. I don't know, maybe she is. The I don't know. I don't know what, you know what I'm saying? Like I said, we'll see. We'll see. I'm inclined to believe that, I think this woman was having a mental health crisis. That's just what I tend to believe. But we'll see. Tell me what you guys think.